Hi guys, I wanted to pop in tonight and say hello to you, all my friends here out in YouTube world. Thank all of you for coming in. I'll just wait for a few to come in. I'll tell you what we're doing here. While I'm at it, I want to show you what we made tonight. This is shrimp ceviche. That's what it looks like. It's got shrimp with cucumber, white onion, tomato, and lemon juice. And that makes up the whole thing. Tomorrow, it'll be fully cooked, and we're going to enjoy it. Hi, Steve. How are you? I was just showing off my ceviche here. I call it mine, but it's really Rosalind who did all the work cutting everything up. I just put a spoon in it and mixed it together. So, but anyway, it's looking good though. It's going to marinate overnight in the fridge. She's got it here on the table, but it's got to go in the refrigerator. Speaking of mule, I know I had a mule. I had my mule. Here's my mule up here. Cheers, Steve. We'll definitely be bringing some mule that way, that's for sure. I don't know why you guys don't have it over there. I guess I'm going to have to get my 675. Wow, that's cool. I'm getting up there. Hello, PK. PK, before we get too far along here, if Janet pops in the room, pop her out. I'm not going to have the bickering tonight. Just boot her. That's it. Because, you know, we're not going to play that game tonight. Disruption of the feed, like on and on and on and on and on. You know, so she's not in here yet. But anyway, everybody say hello. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for hitting the likes, guys. I really appreciate it. I was just telling Steve earlier that I made a ceviche here. Who?
Sophia.
That's the Jeff over in Katagon. Remember you met his American daughter that time in Buntod Reef? Remember we were there? He had his American daughter was there. And she got all upset because she missed the plane. Yeah, we don't need that. And you should, I'm going to share with you the message I got afterwards. I'll share with you. I don't need that. Who's calling me now? Hang up. Who? Hang up.
No.
Come here, bring your phone here. Let me tell Sophia that we're on live.
Hey, Papa.
I'll just tell them I'm on live, okay?
Okay.
Why you got this funky stuff on your phone? Everything pops up, all these pop-ups. I don't want Google Play. I don't know what's up with this thing. Play car racing, Paperboy. Where's Messenger? Problem. All this stuff on. Turn this stuff off, son. If you're not using it, turn it off like I'm doing. Just flip it up like that. Okay? Messenger.
Budang. Siapa dia kay doktor tawag ka tayo.
ขอบคุณป้าป้า
Kalamero ka eh. Ulo pa.
Okay. So anyway,
Panlukon pa kami.
thank you, Steve. It was a lot of fun last night. The party last night was a lot of fun. We had a lot of the same ladies came up. They were here for the last big party we had, the birthday party of our Lola. And I guess they liked the party with us, so they came back again. Okay. Yeah, basically, wow, that would have been something, huh? If we had a cell phone, look at this little guy. Look at this little guy. Got his own cell phone. Don't play calling people I know, okay? That's it. You're done. Here, turn Messenger off. Okay, now you can do whatever you want. Ceviche, Kinalao. Yeah, this is ceviche with shrimp. It's simple. Shrimp, cucumber, onion, and tomato with lemon juice. It's very simple. And what I want to do is I want to make tostadas, flour tostadas tomorrow. And then I don't even know if I have mayo here. But it's always good to spread mayo and then put your ceviche on top of your tostada.
ป้ากินน้ำมากันนะ
Yum, 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 yum. I love it. So anyway, guys, wow, what a busy day today.
Then, ito na ulit ang kamay ka at follow.
Charm tells me early, hey, we got to go get gasoline and mineral water.
Para yung hindi
And then we had to go get gasol because we were out. Our last one, I put the last one into my mother-in-law's house this morning, and the threads were screwed up on it, so the regulator didn't want to tighten up, didn't want to go in properly. It took me like 10 minutes to get the screw back in, so it would be the regulator would be tight and not leak gas. And then of course I soap tested.
Pito ko buti.
Yeah, Steve, I'll let you in on that. Maybe we can make that over there. It's really good, yummy. I love making my own tostadas and tacos. I do. I always make them out of flour. The only difference is you cook the taco a little longer and make it more crispy. And it's very good that way. I like it. And then you put mayo on it. My wife and them like to do the mayo with ketchup mix to put on the tortillas for tacos, but I don't like it on my ceviche. I think it's better without the ketchup, just mayo by itself. So it's very, very delicious. But so we get up this morning, I go downstairs, I load the chariot up. Charm commenting, hold on guys, my messages are set to not hit all again. I missed Charm's message. Charm, did you send a message to the live feed? Charm, did you send a message?
Not yet.
Oh, I thought you did. Okay. Yeah, fresh tomatoes instead of ketchup, yeah. Hello, Fortune, how are you? Good evening. Charm is just sitting right over here, watching my live feed on her phone, so she can say hi to people. So, how was your day, Fortune? Busy at work again, I'm sure. And, we were a little busy here. We had to go to, I had to load up the chariot with 11 gasoline containers. These are 20-liter containers, 5-gallon containers. And then I put in 22 mineral water containers in the chariot. I tied them with ropes together in case one fell, I wouldn't lose them, So we had 22 mineral water containers. I had 11 gasoline containers and 2 gasol tanks on my chariot. So then we take them over to Kinyana Dutai. Had the guys drop them. I had 2 guys take them over in the chariot, and Charm and I each rode motorcycles. I rode my 400, and she rode the Honda Beat. We went over, parked them in Kinyana Dutai, and then we walked across the floating bridge. It's really floating this morning. The current was pulling it, and the waves were hitting it, so the kawaii was rocking while we're walking. I made a short little video of it. It's like a 1 minute long. I'll post it up later for you guys to see. But anyway, we made it across, and I went up, got the truck, came back, we loaded up, went to town, and then I did a live feed in town. So if you guys missed it, I think I have a live feed processing right now to show you while we're in the town of Baulud. I'll continue on. We're going to get to Fortune's comments. It says, I was on site today. My office hours are 7:30 to 4:30. Tomorrow on site again. Have a meeting with the bank president at 11. That would be the main one for the day, and the rest would just be normal. Nice. I know. I already got him. I'll tell him what ceviche is later. It's like kinilaw. It's you take raw shrimp,
Papa.
cucumber, tomatoes, white onion, and lemon juice. And the lemon juice cooks the shrimp.
My phone is low bad.
Okay, well, everybody from JJ. Bill Meyer, wow, that's a lot of weight. You must have a good motor and springs. It was a lot of weight. Now, what we did is, I loaded all the empties into my truck. We drove my pickup, my Mitsubishi Strada, to town with all that in it. Then on the way back, I went to the gas station. My wife went to the groceries, okay? I dropped the 2 gasol tanks off, told the guy I'll pick them up on the way home. Because it's, the order is gasoline, grocery, gasol, mineral water. That's the order we have to pick things up as we're heading back towards home. So I went to get the gasoline. They filled up 10 tanks. They filled up the 11th one. It was leaking. And I don't know what that was the guy used. He got some white rock, some kind of white rock. It's there at the gas station. I don't know what it was. And he smashed it, and he put it on the black container, and it actually sealed where he had put it. It sealed so the gasoline wasn't leaking out. And then as soon as I stood the container up, straight up and down, it starts leaking out again. I thought, I hell with this. I told the guy, he went and got a bucket. We dumped all the gas out of that container into a 5-gallon bucket. Yeah. And then I went into town where Charm was. I had my 10 containers of gasoline in the truck already tied down. I went to town where Charm was and I got two 10-liter water bottles, the big plastic water bottles are 10 liters. So I got 2 of those from the grocery store. They were empty already. They had some empty ones there. I don't think they charged Charm Farm. They just gave them to me. One had a lid, one didn't. Went back to the gas station, put all the gas using Tabo and a funnel. They had a makeshift funnel from like a 1.5 liter bottle and a piece of 1/2-inch blue pipe, PVC pipe stuck in it. That was the funnel. So I used a Tabo to funnel that back into these little containers, these water jugs. Got my 10 gallons of gasoline, or my 20 liters, 5 gallons. Got it back in the 2 plastic containers, sealed them up, put them in the truck, tied them in, and then I went back to pick up Charm. Then we stopped and had milkshakes at First Brew, and that's when I was live. You guys saw us, we were having milkshakes. A lot of people were coming in and out there. We entertained some of the guys there. They were little nurses, you know. So anyway, it was obvious what they were. What we did, we entertained them, you know, chatted with them a little bit. And then we finished our milkshakes. We went and picked our groceries up. Hello, Mama. How are you? And then after we got hello, Bill, if I missed it. After we had our milkshakes, we went and got our groceries. Then I already had the gasoline. We headed back to get the gasol. Of course, I missed it, passed it, not even thinking about it. I had to go back. Got my 2 gasol tanks, and then went on to get the mineral water, and that loaded me up because I had the mineral water behind the gasoline. I had tarpaulin on top of the gasoline tanks, and they're flat on top, the black containers. Then I stacked mineral water on top of the gasoline tanks, okay, and then stacked them in the back and put the groceries in there. And we headed back, but Charm told me, oh, I talked to a guy this morning. The road through Dao, going the back way to our house, the road's good. It's okay. Yeah, I wish I had a four-wheel drive this morning, but we made it. And we made it all the way to within 1/2 kilometer of our house. That was it. That's where the road ends, because they didn't finish the last river yet. And if they had finished it, I probably could have driven all the way to the house, but I would never have left my truck at the house. I didn't feel comfortable even driving it, going there. Because probably 3 or 4 of the rivers were water and mud. They were just dirt they shoved in and got wet again with the storm. So it wasn't even safe to drive on. I mean, I just kind of looked, picked the best place to go, and boom, gonna just go right through it. Sling mud everywhere. So we get back to the Eliag area, which is part of our village, which is about 1/2 kilometer from home. And we had already messaged the guys on the chariot to come pick up the stuff. So we loaded them up. They got the gasoline. No, they got the mineral water first, most of it. Then they came back, got the gasoline and groceries and stuff like that. I know, I see that. So they came and did the chariot thing. Charm and I turned around, drove back across all those washed out rivers, and made it all the way back to our garage in San Antonio. And then we had to, walk back, cross the rickety Kauaian floating bridge to get to our bikes and go home. So that was our uneventful day this morning. So that happened, that's done. I'm so happy we got mineral water and everything here, gasoline, gasol. We got a little bit of gasol. They're delivering the other 8 gasol tomorrow. They'll bring it and drop it right there at my garage. So we'll just have the guys pick it up, and take it to the chariot, back to the house. They can walk 1 at a time, gasol tanks, or 2 at a time across the rickety bridge and rickety Kauaian bridge. Anyway, I made another video of it, and it was really moving around a lot today. And then when you get to the end, there was like a 3-foot section of water. because it didn't go far enough. So basically, I had to grab a hold of a piece of steel and try to pull myself close enough so I could kind of hop over to the land, get off the damn thing. And what a day, huh? Hello, Ricky, Faruza, how are you? You guys see me lean forward a little bit. It's just to clear my vision because I'm not wearing my glasses. And this is about how far, about a foot away from the camera I can sit and still see everything. Ricky, I don't know the language. Arabic? I'm thinking it's Arabic, the language you're using. But hello, how are you? Thanks for coming into our chat. Much appreciated. Wow, Fortune. Fortune says, usually nice fish like tuna, cut in chunks, then with vinegar, chilies, and tomatoes. Yeah, those are really good too. Kinilaw. We use the fish we catch here. Fresh fish we catch. Some of it makes great kinilaw. Charm, what's that long fish we use for kinilaw? The long flat one. What's that long fish we use for kinilaw? Balila? Balila. It's a flat fish, and it's about this tall and long, probably about 1.5 feet long or longer, maybe 2 feet long. So anyway, yeah. Hi, Ricky. Fortune says if you guys happen to go to Surigao, a very famous resto there is called Sev, short for ceviche. That's owned by my friend Dave Del Rosario. He's the chef owner. But we became friends because before he became a chef, we worked together in BPI, the bank. He was an equities trader while I was a portfolio manager. Wow, very nice. Well, we're definitely going to have to check that out if we're going to Surigao, for sure. Charm wants to go there. Yeah, it's great with beer. The only problem is I got to let it sit overnight. I want it to cook overnight and meld all those flavors together. And then tomorrow, wow, I'm going to love it. So, PK says, Steve says, PK, why do you have the star behind the wrench? Because he's a member. He joined my membership. Also, Steve, I have like 8 members right now. He's one of the members that joined up. I tried to call David Jessup, guys, about 5:30 p.m. my time, but I believe he's sleeping. It's in Arizona. It's like probably 2:30 or 3:30 in the morning. They don't have daylight savings time, so it's probably 3:30 in the morning here. Steve says, hello, Charm. Where's she at? There she is. Be behind me. Rosalind's over here, cleaning, working. Never slows down. Fortune says, maybe PK is the first captain. Yeah, that's a good one. I wish they had a thing for a first captain. That'd be cool. It'd be like a wheel, you know, like the wheel of a wheelhouse of a boat. That'd be cool. It just means that you're a member. JJ says, Michael, you fixed the roof. No, I didn't. Not yet. In fact, the worker came up today, was asking about it. He was going to go up and take a look and see where it's leaking if he could figure it out. But probably tomorrow, we're going to get them up there. I had other things I need them to do today, and we had them running around like crazy. They're the guys, the 2 workers were the guys who came in the chariot to pick up all the stuff, to take the stuff over and drop it, and they were running around today, so I didn't have the heart to make them do that, and I needed them to cement the little walkway out here, my waterway. It's got a bad spot, and my sewer line, my 4-inch sewer pipe that runs down there to the septic tank was exposed under the cement. So I didn't want them to hit that with a heavy loaded chariot and break my sewer line. So I had them re-cement that area. And they're supposed to do some more cementing on the driveway there to get it better. So we didn't fix the roof yet today. They did get the top cap onto the new buhay, the new house down there at the beach, the shed house. I call it the shed house, buhay, whatever. Charm and I are going to wait until after the 1st of the month because we got the Manila trip. We just got confirmed schedule for Manila to go get my my interviews done to try to up my disability on my VA. And so I'll be going to Manila on the I'll be going Saturday, 25th, because the boat goes Saturday on 25th. Then they have a hotel for me. We'll arrive Sunday morning. They have a hotel booked for me for Sunday night and Monday night, and we check out Tuesday. All of my appointments, all 4 of them, are at Makati Medical Center, and they start at 9. One at 9, one at 11, one at 2, and one at 4 p.m. So hopefully the hotel is close by. I don't have to fight the damn traffic in Makati between, around 4 o'clock. It gets pretty bad in that area. But I'll be right there near you, Fortune. We'll be really, really close to you. Makati Medical Center is just around your corner. So maybe we can have lunch together if that's on Monday. My appointment's 11, so probably we're going to be done by 12. And then my next appointment is at 2 p.m. So I got a little time there. If you wanted to have a lunch, we could have a lunch there.
Let's go ba, hello.
Fortune says, in our Philippine Military Academy, the first captain is a regimental commander of the Cadet Corps, has a star on his shoulder, insignias. Okay, nice. Captain PK, you got it. Scuba says, hello, Ross. I missed somebody? I came in? If I did, I'm sorry. Who's Ross? Huh? I was looking to see, did I miss Ross? Okay, I don't know who Ross is.
Rosalind!
Huh?
Rosalind!
Ah, Rosalind. Yeah, she's back here. Hi, Rosalind, Steve said. PK says, sorry, making tortillas, but yeah, the stars because I'm just that amazing. All right, he's a star. He sure is, guys. PK says, idle, haha. Yeah, Fortune, very close to you. JJ says, lots of work, but you can handle it like a champ, Mike. Yeah, we're getting through all the work. Scuba says, Rosalind, okay. My wife, Doc Shi, was chief resident of the ER in 1998. That's where she trained for her specialization, emergency medicine. Nice. Very nice. I went there. I spoke to, I think it was the VP of Makati Medical. He and I sat down for about an hour, and we discussed how my products that I sell could help out the hospital. But he said he was going to work something out and get me back there to do testing, but it never happened. I don't know what happened with that. Hello, Benjamin Howlin, how are you? Benjamin Howlin is in the house, guys. Where are you from, Benjamin? I'm looking at your picture. I think you're local here. Fortune, she worked at Asian Hospital in Alabang since 2005. Okay, I know where that is. I know where the Asian Hospital is. JJ says, hi, Charm. Fortune says, sorry, not 1998, but 2004. Okay. JJ says, hi, Rosalind. Rosalind, hello. Hold on, guys. I got a guy out here in Cebu right now. He came from Denmark. His name is Karsten. And I didn't know if he was going to come and visit me or not. He said he might. I need to message him and let him know that I won't be in town during those days. Because after I leave Manila, I'm going to head over to another friend's house. And I got to go to my sister-in-law's house first and deliver all of our documents for the house we bought at Cavite. We've got all of our documents here. And I need to drop them there so my brother-in-law can go ahead and process the BIR and all the paperwork necessary to put the house in our name. So we're going to have that place in Cavite in our name before long. That's a 3-bedroom house we bought over there in Mikara Estates out in Tanza. Tanza's a growing little town, I'll tell you. It's growing fast. And the traffic there feels it's starting to become a lot like Las Piñas. Bacoor City, Imus, that's what it reminds me of, the traffic out there in Tanza now. It's getting bad. So I didn't buy it to live there. Guys, I'm not moving back to Manila. We live here, this is our home. But I did buy it as an investment property, and we have a renter in it that pays $9,000 a month for that property. Scuba Steve says, I started Tai Chi today on YouTube, and I feel better. Very good. Is it helping your back, your sciaticas? Fortune says that's a good morning exercise. It sure is. You know any of the doctors over there at Makati Medical now? I bet your wife does. I bet your wife knows the doctors over there. Fortune? Wow, I know she knows them. That'd be interesting. I need 100% disability. I've got 30%. You guys see me, I'm pretty fit, but I'm going to go over like an old man. I got to try to get some more disability out of the U.S. government. Because I do have, on occasion, I have sciatica in the right leg, and now I got this funny, sharp pain in my left leg about mid-thigh. And I don't know what that's coming from. But all of a sudden, it's just like someone stuck a needle right in your leg. And then just like a minute, 2 minutes, gone. No more pain. It's weird. It's really strange. Maybe the way I'm sitting and something like that. Yeah, Fortune said, everybody, please like and subscribe, guys. Give us a thumbs up if you like our content. We sure appreciate it. I don't know if it's a pinched nerve or if it's part of it could be a pinched nerve in my back. It could be a different area than where my normal sciatica right leg is coming from. It could be, a little higher up, maybe the next vertebrae up, because I do have a degenerative disc happening in my back, in my lower back. They've already diagnosed that. My entire back is covered from the military because I had surgery done here on my neck. I had my C5, C6 fused together with a piece of bone from my hip. So that took care of my neck pretty good. I have, limited range of motion in my neck still. That I'm going to discuss with them because I don't have as much motion as I had, after I healed. It's a lot less now than it used to be. And the shoulder pain is consistent. A lot of shoulder pain up here. In fact, when I go to hand crank, you guys saw me trying to hand crank the generator one time. My goodness, it took me nine tries to get that sucker to crank up because I just can't spin it fast enough. I got the muscle for it, but my shoulder hurts. So I just can't start that generator. It's actually a electric starter on it, but I never hooked it up. Brand new electric starter, never even been run. I gotta just hook a battery to it if I want to do that, and I probably will. I don't know if you guys saw my generator video I posted, where what I did is I took the fuel tank off. The fuel tank has a crack, then a break, like a sideward break at the halfway point on the tank, and then a crack going on down. So I was wondering, I'd fill it up with fuel and then I'd lose the fuel and I couldn't see where it was going. It was on the back side of the fuel tank, dripping back there. I didn't see it until we pulled the fuel tank off. Anyway, that's why I'm losing all my fuel all the time. I only got like half a tank of fuel to run on, and I got to refill it. But anyway, we did a couple things. We removed the fuel tank and we took a 10-liter bottle. Hello, Lynn. Welcome. Welcome to our chat. Thanks for coming in. Hi, Nikki. Hello, welcome. We're doing great. How are you, Nikki? How are you doing today? Wow, Lynn, thank you. Yes. Thanks for all the likes, everybody. We really appreciate it. I was over watching Ray earlier, watching him drink his Red Horse. Lux shampoo. No. I don't have any shaking at all here from the earthquakes. We have no issues here. See, I don't know if you guys know it or not, but I'm on what's called the Philippine Mobile plate. There's three plates right here. You got the Philippine Mobile plate that at some point in time broke off from the Philippine plate. Okay? So you have the Eurasian plate, which is huge. And the Eurasian plate, the Philippine plate is subducting under the Eurasian plate. So all the earthquakes we've been happening is the Philippine plate is moving under the Eurasian plate, okay? Slowly, but it's moving. Now our plate, the Philippine Mobile plate, now that it's separated from the Philippine plate, gets no shaking. For some reason, it doesn't shake one bit because, maybe you would think it would feel something if the waves would hit it, because the land's not hitting it. The land's not touching, okay? From the three plates, the land doesn't touch the middle plate where we're on. So these two plates are hitting each other, and our plate's sitting over here all happy. Nothing's happening. I don't feel any shaking, no earthquakes, nothing. It's amazing. I love it. You know, I don't have any new cracks in my home or anything. That's good. So, Lynn says, last night I'm watching your live stream. I'm a quiet viewer. Well, and I'm thanking you for coming in, Lynn. I appreciate it. There were a lot of quiet viewers on here last night. In fact, there's 17 now. And I know a couple of them that are sitting back there in the quiet land. But there's some that aren't. Everybody is welcome to come in and say hello. You don't have to hide out in the background. Just say hello to everybody. Steve says, the bone doctor in California told me the only thing he could do to help my pain was to read a book. The book tells me it's all in the head. Mind over matter. Maybe I need hypnosis, is what you meant to say, not hypothesis. I think YouTube or Google spelled that for you. Hypnosis. Charm says, I think he's moving his phone stand is why the house shaking. No, what happened, guys, this stand I bought, this tripod that PK bought for me, actually, guys, it does this. You see that? It doesn't sit still where it's supposed to sit still. It moves left and right a little bit, like, wow, good 1/4 inch. So what I do is I fasten my power cord that I have right here charging my phone underneath and against the tripod to hold the phone like that. So maybe that's what Lux meant about is, do I feel some shaking over here? Yeah. Nikki, it's right now we're at 8:43. So we're opposite time exactly. We're 12 hours difference exactly. So you must be on the East Coast then. Do you come on in the morning or night there? I do different times, Nikki. It depends on what's happening. If something important I feel like sharing with you folks is happening, I'll come on anytime. I don't care what time it is. But last night we were on for like 5 hours because we had a karaoke party. And I just want everybody to come in and be able to enjoy our party with us, you know, while we were dancing and singing and having a good time and drinking and having a great time. So I was on like 5 hours last night live from about 6 o'clock on all the way until 10:35. So, and we had all the ladies in there singing and dancing and having not as much dancing this time. I don't know what it is. I guess they didn't like the gin and tang that they were drinking. Maybe I should have given them a mule. They would have probably got up and danced a little more, you know. But they did a little singing, that's for sure. They're great singers, guys. We had Josie came to our party. She never comes to our party. She's the head of the church here, and that's the first time she's come to our party. What a fantastic singer voice she has. Great singer. And she's up there boogieing too. The lady in the white. That was Josie. She was having a good old time. Singing and dancing at the same time. And then we had everybody else that's normally there at our party that you got to see. And the barangay captain's wife, my aunt was here. Charm's aunt. She was here last night. The barangay captain was here. My Uncle Toto, he was here. A lot of guys were partying out on the grill table. And so I think I went out there a couple times and chatted with them. And one of the school teachers was here, and a lot of the different people that we know, all the different people from around the village who liked our party when we had the Lola's birthday party. Lola passed away. I think she's 80. How old is Lola now? 85, 87? Lola. We're celebrating her, I think, 85th birthday. And we celebrated her, 85. We celebrated her death a month ago. We had Leishan Baboy for her party for her death at her house. That was a party we had. And then we celebrated her birthday last weekend. And so this weekend, yesterday, I didn't even know we were having a party. And all of a sudden they said, oh, Uncle's coming up, he's bringing chicken. I said, what? What's that for? Oh, we're gonna party tonight. Okay, here we go, guys. Another party. That's cool. Anyway, Rick James, oh, she's not cooking, she's just cleaning right now. I made ceviche. She helped me make ceviche earlier. It's sitting right here in front of me. It's starting to cook. I'll turn my camera around, you can see it. And it's cooking right now. It's shrimp with cucumber, red tomato, yellow tomato, white onion, and lots of shrimp. Maybe about 3 cups of shrimp in there. And then 4 lemons we squeezed over it to marinate to cook the shrimp. And the lemon juice is about a half inch from the top here. You can see it. So this will all be cooked tomorrow. And I added black pepper. I didn't salt it, but I did add some black pepper. And I think tomorrow maybe we'll add a little salt to taste. We'll see what it tastes like after it's all marinated. But it should be pretty good tomorrow. It's gonna be really good. So that's what they're doing, Rick. Hello, Nikki says, hello, PK. Steve says, I thought it was me. You're welcome, everyone. Nikki says, yes, East Coast. We're in Chattanooga. No, they're in Tennessee. I think I told you one time, I used to have a wife from Tennessee. She was from Rogersville area. And, and by the way, Nikki, I just saw that Dolly Parton passed away. And I don't know how long ago. I just saw it on YouTube. That's how behind the times I am. I don't know when she died, but I saw that Dolly Parton passed away, guys. You hear the joke she was telling? She's telling one of those night guys, right? She said, let me think of the whole thing before I say it so I don't get confused and mess it up. Yeah, let me wait. I got to write it down. I'll think about what she was saying, and I'll watch it again, and then I'll share that joke with you guys. It's pretty good. Really good. It was about never mind. I won't even tell you right now. I don't want to mess it up. It's a good joke. Good evening, Marlon. How are you? From Mabini, Davao de Oro. Yeah, JJ, the party was awesome. Yeah, we only landed till about 10:30. We were on like 5 hours and something, but it's also in my. It should be uploaded already or close to going on. Sorry about the shaking, guys. Just trying to get my cords to sit still. Should be on YouTube already. If not, then I'll make sure and check it and make sure it's public on YouTube. You guys can enjoy it. I know I'm going to take hits on copyright. I'm not going to monetize that. Usually it's hits that don't count against you. No strike, but it's definitely copyright hits. And so they don't let you monetize if you have copyright hits. And rather than delete all the music, I don't care if it gets monetized or not at this point. I just want you guys to enjoy the party. You know, let's all enjoy it and have a good time like we did. But it was an awesome party. Not as good as the last one. Last one was really, really good. This one was okay. But I spent most of the time there in the background recording and keeping up with all the comments. Hi, Marlon. Singing is very normal in the Philippines. Yes, definitely singing is very normal everywhere around the Philippines. And Nikki said, yes, she did. She's talking about Dolly Parton passing away. But my ex-wife my second wife, was from Rogersville, Tennessee, up in the Tri-Corners area. And I went up there quite a few times to Rogersville and visited relatives of hers down in North Carolina and South Carolina, because I was stationed in Charleston at the time when I met her. And so we were out in about all that area. Hello, Alistair, how are you? He says, hey, the number of expats getting scammed out of millions is astounding. One Pinay scammed 4 men over 10 million in property and gifts. Folks, protect your money. Watch Living Abroad. Wow. There's some good scammers over here, guys. Take it from me, I know. There's a lot of scammers. JJ says, Dolly got a pardon. Dolly pardon. Oh. I'm gonna think of the joke, JJ. It's kind of a dirty joke, but Dolly told it, so I'm gonna tell it, okay? And she told it on live TV. But as soon as I review what her joke was, or if somebody else wants to go and look at it, where she gets beat in the chest by the father's stick, his cane, and 2 big lumps popped up and they never went down. That's the end of the joke. You guys know Dolly. That's a good joke. Anyway, Senate G4B, thank you for coming in. So your house is far enough away you can sing karaoke 24 hours. Your barangay is far away, 1 kilometer. That is freaking awesome. Boy, if I lived over there, we'd have one hell of a party. Yeah, we would have one hell of a party because we like to stay up late. We like to sing and have a good time. And our only limitation is the barangay rules, which the barangay captain was sitting here at 10:30 last night. And he didn't care if we stopped or went on to 11. We could have gone on to 11. You can say that the whole family has kissed and made up. Now we're one big happy family again. So you guys know about the past. We discussed that in a live feed one night at a party. Dolly said a few days ago that she was okay and don't worry about her. Len says, hi. Hello, Len. Len says, I like Party, my elder brother. He always wanted to make party at home, karaoke. But he passed away 10 years ago. No party anymore. Well, Len, you're welcome to come on over and bring that egotistical boyfriend of yours. He loves to party here too and lay in the hammock. So go ahead and bring him with you. Egotistical, I mean, he has a big ego. He is quite the guy, I'll tell you. You guys make a nice pair, though. You really do. I think you guys are great together. But yeah, he was on live feed tonight. You were all, I was there. I watched you guys there too. I tried to listen to his whole feed, you know, and I had to go eat. They calling me for dinner, you know. There's one thing you can do. You can don't call me late to dinner, you know. That's the only thing that I don't like. I like my food. PK says, it's been so long since I've had ceviche. It's hard to get good fresh fish in the desert when you're 12 hours away from the nearest ocean. I can go catch trout and other freshwater fish. Trout would be good, but you can buy shrimp at the store. You can just buy frozen shrimp, thaw it out, chop it up, and make your ceviche. Really, really quick and easy. You don't want to use freshwater fish for ceviche or any raw fish. It's too dangerous. Yeah, well, the shrimp's okay. You can buy the shrimp in the store, and I just use raw shrimp. We eat it here all the time. We make it into ceviche. We cook it with the lemon juice. That's why you put lemon juice on it. So, Mama says, I'm raising my catfish on well water. It's safe so far. Nice. Where exactly are you, Mama? I forgot where you said you were. I know you're here. I just forgot where you said you were. Because I wouldn't mind maybe starting that kind of fish pond myself with catfish. That would be fun. I was thinking crawfish and catfish. But if you put them in the same area, they won't have no crawfish. They'll be gone. Lynn says, I want to visit Masbate. My aunt living in Aroroy. Well, that's only an hour and a half away. I took Karen and James and Ray. We went, I don't know if Ray went with us. I think he did. I don't remember now. But we went up there to Aroroy. And we had fried chicken up there. And that's some of the best fried chicken I've ever eaten. And we didn't go all the way into town. We stopped before the mines. We went past Candelaria Resort in Aroroy, and then we went a little farther, and then we saw the roadside stand with chicken. It was lunchtime. We were hungry. We were late to lunch anyway. It's like 1:30. We stopped and had fried chicken and soda and rice and everything. So it was really good. But I don't know if Ray was with us or not. Judith is in the house. And Luavan? I can't even pronounce it. I don't have my other phone. So I know I'm butchering that name. I'm sorry. Where are you from? It says at LWA with apostrophe on it, VVN dot backwards Y and then pi sign. Malakas. Okay. Nice to make your acquaintance. Thanks for coming into our room. Much appreciated. You guys, if you come in, give us a like and a thumbs up. If you like our channel, subscribe. Because we're here in the Philippines and we do a lot of live feeds about the Philippines and living here and daily events, things like that. It's a lot of fun. So Judith came in. I saw her say hi. Judith Salayan said hi. She said, hello, PK. I don't even know where Judith is. Is Judith here, Charm? Maybe she has Wi-Fi somewhere else, maybe by the beach or something. I gave her Wi-Fi down at the beach too, but I don't know where she is. She didn't come to the house. If she did, she's on the porch and I don't see her. But I'm glad she came in the chat. Oh, we have 20 people in chat and 16 likes already. Thank you guys. Thank you so, so much for everything. I really, really appreciate it. PK said the problem with using shrimp or any ocean fish is that it has been frozen already if you buy it here and the texture isn't as nice. Yeah. Bangaban Nueva Ecija. You're way up there. Nueva Ecija? That's Ilocos. That's north. I got a friend up there in that area. A guy came to work with me. Well, he worked with me. I hired the guy to work in Quezon City as an aircon tech. I was setting up my friend there in Quezon City, my distributor, to also have an aircon repair shop, aircon cleaning and repair. And I guess he couldn't quite get it going, but I hired two really good guys, electrician and aircon tech. They're working together. So I wanted to make sure any type of problems they had, the electrician could fix it, or the aircon tech could fix it, or vice versa. And they knew how to clean aircons, and it was a perfect combination for him. It would have been the most beautiful aircon company. Two guys is all he needed. And started, just basically hired them, got them all set up with all the tools, everything they needed. And then I came back to Masbate, and then everything, my distributor started using them for other lines of work, working on pools and all kinds of stuff he used them for. He didn't use them for aircon. So anyway, they never really got set up. They did a few aircon cleanings. I think they did like 14 aircons total for people. And it was set up, I was supposed to get 10% of whatever he made. I haven't received 1 peso on that. I got to remind him of that. Hey, where's my money? I get you all set up, and it's not my fault the HVAC portion died. But anyway, the one guy came to work for me over here. After he left working there, he got tired of things that were happening, so he came over to work for me. And when he did, I had work to keep him busy, but he wanted to go home. His family was up near Bama, up in that area, way up north. So, let's see. Everybody said hello. Scuba says, my water in the house is cloudy, which means our well is dirty. It's probably from the storm that passed. Any thoughts? Yeah, so is mine, Steve. Yours is dirty just like mine. I don't know how big your well is. Mine is 10 by 10 at the top. So I'm going to give you a solution for it. You go on Lazada or Shopee and you order 1 kilo of tawas. Tawas. Okay, 1 kilo of tawas. And then what you can do is you can mix the tawas in a 5-gallon bucket, like half full of water, and you pour in maybe a cup, depending on the size of your well. You do about a cup of tawas, okay, in the water. You mix it really, really well, and then you pour that in your well, and you take like something like a dip net or whatever you got there, a pool net or whatever, something big. Once you pour the tawas in the water and you swirl it around on all corners of the well, okay? Now this tawas is going to amalgamate or cling to any dirt in the water, okay? And it's gonna pull it to the bottom of your well. And the next day, your entire well should be clear as a bell. Clear water. Try that trick, Steve. That should get you going. If you don't like the murky water, I don't either. And I got 2 kilos of tawas here. And my wife noticed it today. She said, oh, it's a little bit dirty. And it's from the rains. We know where it came from. So, yep, that's my thought on that. Mama says our first batch of tilapia didn't turn out so good. Slow to grow, but the catfish are getting enormous from only 3 months. That's awesome. That is really awesome. I'll tell you what I was going to do. I was going to not feed tilapia, okay? The area I had planned to put the tilapia in, I was building an earthen dam for them. Just mud, dirt with Hawaiian, holding it, And then I built a nice wide earthen dam. I was digging the dirt down in front of the dam and throwing it up on the dam. So it made one section about 4.5 feet deep and probably about 10 or 12 feet wide in front of the dam. Had a nice big deep area, and then the water that filled in behind it was, 3 foot, 2 foot, 1 foot to 0, like that in this pond that formed behind it. Would have been the perfect fish pond. I only wanted to do it for 4 months, winter months. I was only going to do it during the winter months when it could be maintained full, okay? And I was going to put piping to allow the overflow, once it came up to the top of the dam, to just allow it to go, and not erode my dirt, but we were going to put 2 inches of cement over top and put big pipes along it. Well, anyway, what happened is I never got to finish it. My father-in-law broke the dam to let water go to his carabao, and it never got back. Never went back up there again to try a tilapia pond. But my thought was to just let the weeds grow during the summer and then shut off the dam, let the rains and the storms and the spring, the natural spring that's there, fill it up, okay? And then throw in my fingerlings, let them grow. 4 months, maybe a little more. Black tilapia was all I was going to grow. I was going to let them go like 4 months to 5 months and then harvest and be done. Only winter months, only rainy months. And sell the fish, and that'd be the end of the fish pond. Just let it dry up. Make more weeds, grow more plant life, and then flood it again. The fish got plenty of food. You don't have to feed them. So that's a way of doing that. Ray, she says, Ray, I thought he was sleeping now. I called him earlier. I can't see him dark in his condo. Drunk on 1 red horse. That's terrible. 1 red horse? I thought he could take 2. But he's quite a drinker. I thought he'd be able to handle 2. So Obama says you're far north in the mountains. Okay. Alistair says Judith Salayan is online too. Nice. Yeah, she came in. I don't know where she went. Huh? Where's Judith? What is that? What are you looking at? Spider? Huh?
I don't know.
You don't know what it is? Alistair, we do have the electrical engineering group that do get certifications to be electricians and get certified to work at the major companies in the Philippines. But that being said, there's a lot of electricians who will go to school, get schooled, and not get certified and still work as electricians in the Philippines, all over. So they'll learn the trade to go to TESDA or wherever they're going to go. They'll learn the trade. Some of them are really, really good, really smart. And they learn electronics, and they go out and do jobs. They're good. But as far as certifications go, I guess it depends where you work, if you're going to be required to get a certification. Judith says, yep, she's in the house. Where are you, Judith? Thomas says, on new constructions here in my area, yes. Otherwise, no. PK says, Tawas is a flocculent. Yes. JJ says, my lady, you must sort your WhatsApp. Get your WhatsApp fixed, Judith. Steve says, my well is a pipe going into the ground, so I can't toss anything in it. We can talk about it later. Ah, wow. Never mind, Steve. It'll clear up in a day or 2. Just give the dirt time to settle. But what I would do is maybe you need a settling tank in your yard. Like a pressure tank. You can use like a settling tank where you can bring water into the pressure tank. I have a 42 liter pressure tank here. So you can use that like a settling tank, I guess. And then the bottom, you have a plug. You can let the dirt settle, and then you can open the plug and let it flush out. And then shut the plug, and you'll have clean water in your pressure tank, and it helps you to get rid of the sediments that are coming from your main well. So I don't know if you have pressure tank or not, but that's a good idea there. Is there a good place near there to get pure clay or mostly pure clay, like a river with a big clay deposit? PK, you know what? I actually have clay in my yard, my front yard here. When we were digging down to flatten my front yard, we were hitting clay that you could take and you could form a cup out of it. So there's clay around here. Yes, you'll find it. You'll see some clay. But I don't know about a river with a big clay deposit, no. But there is clay here, and a lot of clay on the roadways here and there that makes it really, really slick. The muck, is from the clay. Dream Magdaro. Adrian. Gotcha. Adrian Magdarogue. Welcome to our chat, sir. Thank you very much for coming in. Good evening. Jay just says, sleeve your well. Problem solved. There you go. You just got a pipe going in. Alistair says, so Mike, how easy to find an above average electrical engineer, type graduate, to grow with and eventually manage a commercial solar battery installation? How hard is it to find one? Not hard. I've got one here in the village. He runs the generator in the village, 2 villages, I think. He's running San Andreas and Quinanadutai. And he's time sharing in here like 10 days a month in our village, or he used to. I'm not sure if he's doing that still, but great electrician, electronics tech. He's helping me. He did all my solar install with me. Did my sister-in-law's, just finished hers. Did my other sister-in-law's. He's going to do my father-in-law's. So he's done a lot of solar installations, and he does pretty good work. So if you want someone like that, they're here. They're here in the Philippines. They are available. You can find them. Tomorrow I will flush by leaving it on until it's clean. There's a possibility there too, Steve. Don't burn your pump up trying to clean it though, but it hadn't had time to settle. Because I don't know where the dirt is in your pipe. I have no idea. But your pump is more than likely at the very bottom of your tank, of your pipe. So, hello Adrian, thank you. Says, have a nice day, post sir. Thank you so much. Adrian, where are you in the Philippines? Where do you live? I'm over in Masbate. I've been here for off and on about 14 years. And PK says, awesome, I have some things I will want to make that require a lot of clay. We'll see what we can do, see if we can find you here. There's people who know where it is. There's clay here. I'm all caught up on the comments already, guys. So Lynn, did Ray go to bed or is he still up? I'm waiting on Adrian to answer me. Where are you from, Adrian? We're in the Philippines. Bulacan. Okay, I know Bulacan. My very first customer is out there in Bulacan. Motolite, Philippine Battery Incorporated. That was my first customer here in 2014 for my business. Judith says, I'm here downstairs, Kuya Mike. Let's go Wi-Fi. What do you mean, let's go Wi-Fi? Come up here, Judith. I can't bring you into my feed because my feed's already started. But you come up here, you can stand right here next to me. You sit down next to me, just like Charm did. Everybody can chat with you. Why are you downstairs? You're hiding out downstairs, huh? Gotcha. Judith's downstairs, she said. Where is she at? Mama's house? Or in the shed house? Maybe down in the shed house. PK says, I think she's saying, yay, Wi-Fi. I don't know. But I know she has Wi-Fi down there. Hello, Lynn. Welcome back. My 2 phones are open to your live stream. Well, thank you so much. Much appreciated, Lynn. Charm does that with me, and she does it with sometimes my daughters will do it. They'll open up my live feed and come in and say hi in the chat. I don't know where they are now. I think maybe they're getting ready for bed. So, what is your actual name, Lynn? Is it Carlina? That's a really pretty name. Charm says, where are you, Judith? Saan? Kidao, Judith. Where are you, Judith? Charm's asking. She's downstairs, Charm. You did to Ray. Okay, nice. Do you still do it for Ray's channel? He's got a lot of subs now. Ray's like 800 and something. Ah, you're at Uncle Jojo's house. You're way over there. So you're on Peso Wi-Fi. He's over at Uncle Jojo's house. Charm says, thank you, Carlina. My name is Carlin Zamora Aspi. Okay. Are you related to Zamora here in Balut? We have Zamora hardware, and I clean her air cons. Bomb-based motovlog. Welcome. Welcome to our chat, sir. So you're a motovlogger. Where are you located? I like to go riding and vlogging. I'm over on Masbate Island. Magandang gabi, Pilipinas. Good evening, he said, everyone. Philippines. Where in the Philippines are you? I'm in the Philippines. I'm on Masbate Island. And it's nice to vlog over here. We have such a great area. FB Stella Maris channel. Good evening. How are you? Welcome to our chat tonight. Thanks for coming in. PK says hi. Bomb-based motovlog says welcome. FB Stella Maurice channel. I'm going to screenshot because when I'm done here, thank you. And motovlog, I will be coming over and I will be subscribing to your channel. How many channels do you have, Lynn? Because I think I'm only subscribed to one of your channels. You're working in Makati. Okay, well, I'm about to be there because I have an appointment with the doctor there at Makati Medical Center next Monday. So my wife and I are leaving here Saturday in Masbate, and we're heading to Makati. That's where we're going. I forgot where they said my hotel was. It's in Makati somewhere. I've never been there. I've never been to this hotel. Just a minute, I'll tell you where it's at. You guys hang in there a second. I'll go see where this is that we're supposed to be staying. I'll bet it's pretty close to where he's working too. Okay, it's called the Mini Suites Eton Tower. And it's there in Makati. Fortune said that's adjacent to MMC. Okay, so that'll be easy. Walk across the street. Awesome. Yes, my wife is Filipina. We got married in 2013, January. We met in 2012. We got married in 2013. And then we got married civil first, then we got married in the church in March 2013. So we had like a double wedding. JJ said, Judith, how are the kids? Say hi to them. Not say it's in Eton Suites. It's no, it wasn't Eton Suites. It's an Eton Tower. It's the Mini Suites. Mini Suites Eton Tower. But it's adjacent to the elevated walkway. Okay, that'll be easy then. I'll just walk right over to the medical center. That'd be nice. So, 200 to 300 meter walk. Very nice. And I know your tower is very close to there too. You're just around the corner from there. So, yeah, if you have time, between my appointments, I'll be talking to you. If you have time, we'll chat. Maybe we can get together for lunch and go have a lunch somewhere. You probably know where a good place there is to eat. And my wife and I will join you. We'll have lunch over there if you're not too busy. Ah, Bombay. I know your work post was in the HSBC building. Up on Commonwealth or the HSBC in Makati?
Hey, Papa.
Ah, Rick, you like that, huh? Made in China, improved in the Philippines. Yeah,
You have 27 people watching.
I know. Isn't that nice? How come you guys, are you watching? Yeah, you and Micah? How come you don't say
just not
hi?
watching.
You guys say hi. Tell Micah to watch. Come in the chat, say hi. Give me a like. Give me a thumbs up. My daughters. So yeah, Rick, my gen set was, that's how everything is in here. It's made in China, and we always improve it here after we get it here, you know? It's crazy. Everything coming from them is just junk. And then you just do a few things to it, becomes a good product, you know? Or semi-good, anyway. But, you know, there's some things you just can't improve. It's made there. Says, now my new work is here in Bel Air Village. Nice. That's over in Bulacan. In Bel Air Village? Is that in Bulacan, Mom? Okay, I did. I got that, Steve. Thank you. The mini suite site. That's where we'll be going Sunday, because we have we're gonna probably arrive at I don't know what time we're gonna arrive. 6 a.m., 6:30, whatever time the boat. It's all different times, you know. Depends on when they really leave. Might arrive at 5:30 in the morning, and then when you leave Lucena to go to Manila, Itan Tower.
I already like.
Okay, thank you. Nice. I know the Eton Tower building there. It's been years since I was there. That's why it's not ringing a bell in my head. But I know Eton Tower. I know GT Tower. I know the RCBC building. I know a lot of the big buildings around that area. And I know where the McDonald's is, just around the corner there on the other side, behind the GT Tower building. No, Adrian, I'm not drinking gin. They were drinking gin. Last night, the ladies had gin and Tang, and I just drank my standard mule. I'm drinking mule tonight. That's all I drink. I have a few meals a day, and that's it. Thank you, Scott. Thank you so much. Guys, Scott's helping me out. He got me that special Starlink Mini on special in the United States. Right now, the unit is 30 or 33,000 here in the Philippines. Crazy high and no discount. And the U.S. is having a sale, $300 basically, $300. That's cheap. So we have credit card here. What we're going to do is just activate it when it comes here. We'll just plug it in, hook it up, and activate it. And we'll have our. I think you get 30 days free service from the time you plug it in, turn it on. They give you 30 days free service, and then you activate via email. You put all your information in, and then you activate it with your credit card. And that's what we do with the one we have now, the Starlink Gen 2, is we just pay monthly, recurring bill payment through the credit card. So, of course, it says Eton Tower is owned by Capitan Lucio Tan of P&B, PAL, Asian Brewery, Fortune Tobacco, etc. Yeah, Lucia Tan is a very, very wealthy individual. And I really wanted to meet him because he owns enough business that it would be worthwhile if this guy would believe in one of my products that, wow, we could really reduce his energy consumption in a lot of places where he has business. But it's difficult to see the boss. You know, he's the boss. And it's very, very hard to see people that are at the very top. You always get, they start you off with engineers. You know, even the owner of Ramcar, who was my first customer there at PBI, the owner of Ramcar, I never officially shook his hand. I met everyone, all his presidents, his vice presidents, everybody, all the way down through engineering, the workers. I walked the plant so many times. I did like 9 phases of installation of product there on the first go around. And then I did the Stam 2 plant, which is the KFC section where they do all the gravies and spaghetti sauce. So I did their entire plant, and I reduced their, oh, you're blowing the straw. I reduced their electric bill from 5.7 million down to 4.3 million in 3 months' time. 1.4 million reduction in energy, electricity. And guess what? Their whole contract was only 573,000. The product I sell is awesome. I don't want to talk about it on here, but it's something I do. And it's an awesome, awesome product. But it's just difficult. Everybody wants free. So now what I've done is I have a new, hello, my daughter's in the house, me with my sister, Micah. Hey, stop. What are you doing, hon?
I'm trying to drink the bubble.
You're blowing bubbles in your drink, and then you're eating the bubbles? Wow, that's quite interesting. You guys want to see this little trick she's doing? Oh, it's all over the table now. Popping the bubbles, huh? She's trying. Ella's in the house. I don't-
like it.
She already asleep, JJ. Ah, the kids are all asleep, JJ.
Micah's not.
So,
She's
I know, Judah's kids already asleep. Fortune says it's in the corner of Della Rosa and Rufino. Okay, great. I'll find it right away. I know where that is. PK says, I have a friend that lives in Lucena. I need to visit her when I go to the Philippines in May. All right, well, it's easy because it's right on your way to come to Masbate. You catch the Star Horse Ferry. Makati Medical Center is where my appointment is, Steve. Bombay's Vlog says, yes, Fortune, Alam Koyan Kasi, Philip Morris Company. Ako Dati. Okay. The Philip Morris Company is a cigarette company he's talking about, guys. The Philip Morris owned by Lucia Tan, in case you guys didn't catch that. Bombay says expensive. Michael, how are you? Michael Apostle's in the house. Everybody say hello to Michael. His name changed to 1230 KTM. I think it's something to do with the motorcycle. YouTube's funny. They just start adding numbers behind people. Plug it in, it might fry. JJ says, okay, my lady, you sleep late. Also, it looks like. No, she doesn't, JJ. Oh, no, she's not. She's over here at 6 a.m. feeding the bad boy. She's not sleeping in, I can tell you that for a fact. PK says, I'm thinking of getting a Starlink Mini. I won't need it for a while, maybe a year or so, but who knows? And that's a good price. And PK, it is a good price. And if you have the money to do it now, do like I did, do it. I'm not gonna get mine for a couple more months, but it's okay. It's purchased, it's done, it's gonna come. Eventually it'll reach me, and then we'll have a Starlink Mini. So it's awesome. I didn't care how long it takes. It's like putting in the Balik Mayan box. How long is it gonna take? You know, it's gonna take 3 months. And so Scott is gonna come over and bring it with him when he comes. So it'll be delivered by Scott. He's gonna go to Iloilo. And then from Iloilo, we'll figure out how we're going to get it here. Maybe we take a boat ride over and go visit him or something, you know? Steve says, I lost my microwave that I brought from California when I first got here. I didn't think about the voltage. A lot of people don't. And they plug in their 110 appliances right into the 220 and pow. You hear an explosion or you hear a pow, or sometimes you hear nothing, just see smoke. And that's it. It's dead. But it shouldn't be so hard to fix, Steve. That microwave shouldn't be that hard to fix. And if you still have it, I'll tell you what's really nice about microwaves is inside the microwave are these big, depending on the size of your microwave, they have big magnets. By the magnetron, they have big magnets, 2 of them, okay? Those big magnets, you take them out, and they are strong enough magnets. You can throw them on a rope or a fishing line, throw them in a lake, and dredge the lake for metal objects, and catch it with your own magnet. They're pretty strong, so pretty cool. You can put both of them together, it makes a really strong magnet, and then tie that with a rope, and just throw it out in a lake somewhere. You might be surprised what you catch. You might catch a gun or 2 around here. I don't know. Did you guys hear any more? I haven't been paying attention, but I was watching the Taal Lake. I was watching what the Chinese did that were here in the Pogos, okay? And the collaboration they had, what was going on, and the bodies they put in Taal Lake, down below Tagaytay, in Taal Volcano Lake. And I don't know what happened after that. They were searching, they found bones, I know that. They found bodies, or bones. So there were definitely people there. And then I didn't watch anymore. I'm sure that some of the guys are in jail, probably, but I don't know what happened. I had no idea. They had a whistleblower that turned it in. And this isn't politics, guys. This is news of the Philippines. But that happened here. And they found, I know they found the bones. They were diving for a couple of weeks to find all they could. I guess they were in the fish ponds out there. There's some fish ponds in Tall Lake, and there was one specific fish pond that they found the bones in sacks. Somebody put the bones in sacks. Fortune says Lucia Tan is very old now. The company is now run by his grandson. There was an internal rift before he had to oust his brother-in-law. And he has a number of families, so it's hard to make them toe the line. Yeah, so never mind. I have another Augustine's of Tramcar. Yeah, Augustine's. I never got to meet him. I never got to meet the family. I only met the presidents and vice presidents. And but it was really enjoyable working with that bunch out there. And you know, I used to live in Los Piñas at the time, and I was riding my motorcycle because if you drive a car, it would take you 5 hours to get there to Motorlight, to Ramcar, if you're driving in a vehicle from Los Piñas. Not a joke. Didn't matter if you went highway or how you went. It'd take you about 5 hours to get there. So I used to ride my motorcycle. I had a little 155 Zongshen, little cruiser, fun to ride. I'd cruise on that. It'd take me 2.5 hours, and I'd be at Ramcar. Park my bike. They had a parking lot outside, so you park your bike. Nobody knows you came on a bike. You know, I used to have a guy here that told me, "Oh, you need to buy a big black SUV. You know, you need to look important every time you go to a meeting." And I'm like, exactly why does it have to be a big black SUV? Oh, because it makes you look important. You know, you're a rich American guy. You need to look important when you go to a business meeting. I said, how many guys in that business meeting see me arrive? He thought about it a minute. I said, none. None see me arrive in the parking lot. You know, I get parking lot just like everybody else. You know, maybe I'm going to a paid parking lot somewhere and walking to the meeting, or nobody sees you arrive. It doesn't matter if you're riding a motorcycle or a bicycle or a skateboard. You know, you show up there, you're presentable, you look nice. You know, you got your hair combed and you smell nice, you look nice, you go to your meeting. You know, nobody knows what you arrived in. So that is the thinking, though, of people, the mentality of business people, a lot of business people here in the Philippines, is that you must drive black Fortuners or white Fortuners or Mitsubishi Monteros. They have several, you know, or you drive around your Porsche to go to a meeting or whatever, you know, showing you're rich. Honestly, I don't like showing wealth here. I don't like people. I walk around in shorts and a t-shirt almost every day, if not every day. I only dress up when they ask me to. Like you saw me at a party. Somebody said, "Oh wow, you're cleaned. You're all cleaned up." I was dressed for the party. I dressed nice. I shaved, and you know. And then someone else the other day says, "Oh, how long before you grow a full beard?" I said, "It won't happen. I'm shaving tonight." And then I ended up shaving either that night or the next day. I shaved because I let it go like 3 days, and it gets all scruffy looking. But my wife doesn't like it, guys. She's Filipino. She does not like scruffy on her soft skin, guys. Okay, PK says, "Hi, Ella. Hello, Micah." Adrian says, "Pogi Caillou, sir." Thank you, Adrian. Fortune says, "Lucena is the capital of Quezon province. They wanted to split Quezon into 2 provinces, but it got voted down." That's cool. Quezon is huge. That is a huge province. But maybe they should have. I don't know. I love Lucena, that little town, because they have a BK there, guys. They have a Burger King. I like Burger King. Is there a Burger King near Makati Medical Center? I don't remember, Fortune. I know where the McDonald's is around there, but is there a Burger King? I don't want a Jollibee. I want a Burger King. Fortune said, "Yes, Bombays." He was answering his Pogi Caillou, sir. Yes. Thanks, guys. Quezon province is a long province in terms of area. Big province. Even the Catholic Church has 3 dioceses there. Wow. That's huge. But Batangas isn't even part of Quezon province, is it? Batangas has its own diocese. Jada says, "Hi, young ladies. Glad to see you support Papa's channel." 1 star. Hello, 1 star. He says, hi, white family in chat. 1 star's in the house. Fortune says, Lucia Tan lost his son and heir, Lucia Jr., too early heart attack. Oh, no. Good thing that the grandson is bright. They call him Hun Hun or LT3. Very nice. Very good that he was able to take over the company. That is sad. Losing your son. Wow. 1 star says, we always said you release factory smoke when greenhorns in the AC business wired up things wrong and smoked the blower motor. Yeah. There you go, 1 star. 1 star is also an HVAC tech, guys. So now you know 3. You know, Ray is 1, I'm 1, and 1 star is 1. And there's probably a few more in here, HVAC techs. So I only do it for fun, though, anymore. In fact, I'll tell you what happened this recently. I went to the Trios Resort. The owner called me and says, Mike, can you come over and clean my aircon? Or my aircon's not working. Can you come check my aircon? So I went over. He had an aircon on the 2nd floor. And it was in the, like, let's picture this as your 2nd floor with 4 rooms, right? It was this room here. The evaporator for it was outside the wall over here in the balcony, way over here, okay? They had an area with all of the 4 air cons for the 4 rooms. And what they did is they ran the piping, the tubing, copper tubing, from the air cons there out around the building, all the way down the length of the building and into the evaporator. Now this is a 2nd story. So you got, not only that it's 2nd story, but the air con is up by the ceiling, okay? So when you go in the back of the property to where the tubing is, it's like so high, you can't reach it. I've got a standard ladder. My ladder is 16 feet tall when you open it out. It's, 6, 10, 20 feet tall. Opened out is 20 feet tall. It's 5 feet per section, I believe. No, it's, sorry, 16 feet tall. So we went there behind the building, and the tubing, the evaporator, isn't 16 feet up. It's like 20 feet up, okay? Just to the tubing, which I needed to get to. So what I had to do is, there was another wooden Hawaiian ladder that somebody had made. So I had some rope in my truck. I tied my ladder to the Hawaiian ladder. Okay, put the Hawaiian ladder first and tied my ladder on it. It was a sturdy Hawaiian ladder. I wouldn't have done it otherwise. I tied my ladder to it, really good, and it was about 7 feet tall. So I'm like halfway, right? So I got 3.5 feet. So when I do get to the top, I'm like at 19.5 feet, and the tubing is at 20 feet. It's like there still. So anyway, I was able to open the connectors, the connections there, to soap test, and no leak. I soaped the evaporator, no leak. I soaped the condenser, no leak. I soaked the tubing on the condenser, opened up, soaked all the tubing inside around the compressor, soaked the compressor, soaked everything, no leak. So I'm like, I tell the guy, I said, hey, your leak is not any of these places I checked. It has to be on the back wall, somewhere on your tubing, on the back wall, which made no sense. How could it have that big a leak? I mean, you put in Freon, the next day it's empty. How could it have that big a leak and have been working all the time before in this guy's resort? I told him, I said, contact the guy who installed your aircon. I said, there's something fishy about this. There's another connector somewhere that I can't see that's up inside, wrapped with foam and wrapped with white tape down the length of the building, right? And it's a long run. And I told him, I said, I can't get up here on this rickety ladder setup I got. And I said, you either need scaffolding or somebody with a very tall ladder to come up. My ladder's not going to cut it. And I'm sorry, I don't have a taller one. So you need to find somebody else to do the rest of this job because I can't find your leak. And I'm not one to give up, guys. And what happened is, I went the first time, I searched for the leak, I didn't find it. I said, okay, I had no Freon. So I pressed the Freon up. The next day he called me, oh, it's blowing hot air again. Okay, you got a good leak. It's all leaking out in one day, 24 hours. So I went back and I said, I have a stop leak from Italy, but it'll only stop a leak up to 0.3 mm, like a needle, needle hole. That it will stop. A large needle hole, 3.3 mm, zero point 0.3 of a millimeter, okay? So it's very tiny. And I pressed it back up with Freon, said, I'm gonna go ahead and put Freon in it, and I'm gonna put the stop leak in it. And he says, I don't wanna pay for it. He goes, if it doesn't work, it has to be for free. Stop leak is $2,500 per syringe. I import it from Italy, okay? So I'm pretty confident in my product. I just didn't know how bad the leak was. And I put the product in, and maybe it leaked out the Freon before the product ever had time to get to where the leak was. Because the tubing run is huge, very long, okay? It takes a while. You inject it down by the compressor, then the stop leak has to circulate through the system, the condenser, the evaporator, through the tubing all the way to the evaporator. And it would have had to find the leak and have enough product there to stop the leak. Well, the hole was too big. It didn't stop it. I ate it. I ate the cost of the Freon charge and the cost of the stop leak. And then I went back. He called me back again. I said, well, I told you I can't find a leak. I've already done everything I can do that I have the ability to do right now. So we're going to have to call it a day. You're going to have to get somebody back out here. Try to get the guy who put this in. He knows the piping. And I talked to him like a week later, the owner. He came up, he shook my hand, we're friends. He's going to hire me back to continue doing work for him and to continue cleaning his air cons. But he hired the other guy, got the guy to come back, and he said, we found a leak. It was up on the wall, like you said. It was up on the back of the building. So nothing I could do. I'm not a quitter, but that happened. PK says, yeah, if I get a Starlink Mini, I can take it with me camping and stuff and live streaming when camping, hunting, and fishing. Yep. Imagine a 1 week long stream where I can only eat what I catch or forage. That's very possible where you live. I'm sure that's very possible. Out in the Anza Borrego Desert and out there in Winter Haven area where I used to go, yeah, I could probably forage and hunt up and fish up enough food. The American Canal is there. I can fish for catfish, and there's deer and rabbits, jackrabbits and stuff. So you can always find food there. And as far as foraging for different stuff, there's all kinds of stuff in the desert. There's cactuses, and there's all kinds of different plant life that you can eat there. So we used to get all the different cactuses and stuff. We used to clean it and fry it up with eggs in the morning when we were out there camping. Yeah, I think you should, PK. And then here's what I heard. If you register it in the United States, nobody had an answer for whether or not you could then register it in the Philippines. But it's a Starlink Mini that's designed for roaming. So I would imagine you'll have no issues because you're paying that for the roaming ability. So whether you're in the US or Costa Rica or the Philippines, doesn't matter. It's still, you paid for the roaming service of the Starlink. So there you go. I would say bring it, register it there, bring it over here, and keep your credit card or whatever you use to register it. And I believe that Scott told me today he registered his with his Gcash Visa card, debit card. It's a debit card, Gcash Visa debit card. He registered his on his Gcash debit card. So you don't really have to have a credit card. As long as you have a Gcash account and a Gcash card, you can register it. Okay, so we got that out of the way. JJ says, so it's a dump site. Interesting. I'm trying to figure out your comment back to the dump site to tie it in. It wasn't about the aircon I was cleaning and repairing. Maybe JJ was referring to the landfill area. I was working in Long Beach, California. Oh, the dump site for Tall Lake you're talking about. He said, I wonder how many foreigners was dumped there. There were a few foreigners dumped there. Yep, it's very true, KJ, there were. Fortune says, those Chinese in the pogos, they kill their own. They're fighting and they dump them into Tall Lake. Yep. I think 12.
I need to put this in the freezer.
Yes, fridge only. Right here in the ref, not in the freezer. Yeah, it was their own people that were the ones that they took out. And people owed them money, and they had a falling out, I heard, between some rival people there, and they ended up in body bags down in the bottom of Tall Lake in a fish pond. Steve says, hello, 1 star. He said, hi back. Fortune says, she had patients in the Asian hospital ER before. Chinese bringing Chinese, but with the Pinoy translator handler, the patient had bruises. They fight each other, but they pay cash. Good patients. Yeah. And also, they were coming into the subdivision I lived in Bacoor. They were renting all of the houses there they could rent. And they were running a gaming there in Bacoor, Pogo House in Bacoor, Cavite. I know they were. I know where it was. And, but yeah, they always cash. They paid good. They have money. They come here with big bucks, guys, big bucks. And like one guy I met, he's in the top of, it's one of the towers there. I think it's Marco Polo. Maybe it's not Marco Polo. It's right there in Makati also. It's a big tower condo in Makati. And this guy lived in the penthouse suite, and he wanted to get a spa. He had a swimming pool up there in the house he was in, and he wanted to put in a above ground spa type thing and a sauna. So we checked everything out, and basically to do it, he had to go through engineering, and he had to use their crane lift that's on top of the building that they use for window cleaning and stuff. He basically had to use that crane lift. It goes around the building and swings around. And if he wanted to get the spa, they told us he would have to drop it with the crane lift. And he had to get all kinds of special permission and permits. And in case there was a problem, they dropped it or something. And I mean, he was up there. So I don't think he ever got it. I think it would have cost him too much. But man, I went through this guy's house. It's 3 stories in the penthouse. Beautiful, beautiful place. Wow. Chinese guy, big bucks. Big bucks. Fortune says there's a BK inside MMC. Suits you perfectly. Perfect. That's where I'm going to eat. But you want to meet there, Fortune? We can meet there and have lunch if you want a BK. I love BK. I don't want to be a cheap date or anything. I would like to buy you lunch, and we can go anywhere else you'd like, but I do like BK. PK says they have a BK in Lucena. Yes, they do. It's at the SM Mall there. There's a BK. I know there's a BK in Lucena for sure. I've seen it. Okay. Fortune says Batangas is a separate province. It has one, but its own archdiocese. Yeah. Yeah, one source says, I didn't know that's what Ray did. HVAC, that's cool. Yeah. Fortune says Lucitan also owns UE, the university. They are the cellar dweller in the UAAP, like the US NC. They used to be good. I used to watch them. When his son was alive, they were good. Michael Apostle says, I'm an AC guy also, ready to retire, training my replacement now. Good, Michael. I think you should retire. I know you said you don't have enough years, but I highly recommend you count your blessings and get out while you can. You guys all know what happened to David Jessup. Was in an altercation there. He went to take care of a buddy's funeral, wrapping up the funeral for a friend of his who committed suicide. And he was staying in his house. And he was telling me that it's like drug row. Everyone around there's a doper. A lot of illegals around there. A lot of issues where that guy lived. And he said the 4 thugs who came in, 2 are never going out. They're never going to be see the light of day. One seriously injured to his legs. And the other one, nothing wrong, but they got fingerprints. He told me they got his fingerprints from the house there. They knew he was, so they were able to go right to his house and arrest him. The cops knew exactly who he was. So these are people that were local that knew that John, his friend, David's friend, had guns. And David thinks they were there to get the guns. They couldn't open the gun safe, he said. There was no way they could open the gun safe. And it's bolted to the floor. They couldn't have taken it. He said, but he thinks they were there to try to get the guns, and they didn't get them. They got the bullets from courtesy of David. Fortune says the famous resto, though, in MMC is Floating Island. Okay. If you want to go there, Fortune, we go to Floating Island. You decide, and we'll go there. And it's my treat. One star says, nice, Michael, KTM. I'm in South Texas. And one star says, I had a leak in my condenser coil this summer. Luckily, I saved a used one for my parents' house. Wayne grabbed it, installed it, and was up and running in about an hour. Awesome. Very nice to have spare parts handy. JJ says, I heard Starlink is cheaper when you get it in the Philippines, and then you take it to the US or Europe. Don't know how true it is. It's not true, JJ. If you divide 33,600 pesos by 58, that's your dollar value. What is that? That's $70. $700, sorry. $700 right now for Starlink Mini here. And it's on sale in the United States for $299. So not cheaper to buy a Starlink Mini in the Philippines. I've never seen it this cheap ever. And $300 is less than, it's 18,000 pesos, guys. 18,000. I think I gave 18,500 for the Starlink. So yeah, you guys definitely look into buying it in the United States. Right now, they're on sale. I hear it's at Best Buy, Amazon. Those are the two that were mentioned. So check it out. And I recommend, highly recommend, while you can get them. Because I think they're going to clear them out like they did the Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, Gen 4. You know, they close them out. And they come in with the next line of Starlink Mini. But the Starlink Mini works great. The one that James has works perfect. I don't need a version 2, version 5, whatever. I'll get the one they got on sale right now, and that's going to be good enough for me. So PK says, oh God, no, I wouldn't do that week-long catch and cook where I live in New Mexico. I would at least need to go to northern Mexico or southern Texas. Here, there isn't any good fishing or hunting. Okay. And one star, nope, don't believe it. He said he heard that too, JJ, but it's not true. Oh, you're talking about the service, not the unit. I'm talking about the unit, guys. The unit right now is on sale for $299. And here in the Philippines, it's almost $700. So, and I haven't seen it drop in price. There's no sale going on. I don't know why. It's Philippines. They're not going to sell anything cheap if they can sell it for high price. And right now the Mini's popular, so they're really got the price jacked up there. It was 32.6. Excuse me, I looked the other day, it was 32.6. Now it's like 33.6. It's not gone down, it went up. But the service, guys, I'm paying 3,800 pesos a month for my service. So that's what? That's like $45. So that's the service cost here. And if you get the Starlink Mini unlimited, it's 5,700 per month, which is $100. $100 a month for Starlink Mini. But I think it might be worth it. If I'm going to do any traveling, I'll definitely fire up the Mini and renew the contract for a month. If I'm going to go out boating with you guys and fishing and have the live feed going, which is much, much better, I think anywhere along the beach here, go out quad riding, just strap it around the quad and go riding and do live feed right from the quad. There's a lot of things I could do if I have a Mini. I can't do it with my Gen 2. That's why I want to buy the Mini, guys. Fortune says they pay the houses they rented 1 year in advance, but they'll ruin your house when they leave. I believe that. And JJ said, it makes sense to drop the Starlink prices in more poor countries to help people afford it. Yeah, I'll tell you, JJ, it was 2.7 a month. Okay. And then one day they said, oh, starting such a date, August, I think it was, starting August, July or August, your bill will be 3.8 per month. They raised it 1,000 pesos, $20, just like that. Much higher than anybody. I mean, normal people would raise it like $5. They raised it $20, bam. So it went to 3.8 a month now. And the mini is 5.7 a month though, for unlimited. If you get the, excuse me, get tired. If you get the 3,000 plan, 3,000 is 50 gigabyte. You pay 3,000 a month, but like someone telling me, 50 gigabyte is not even enough to upload in a month's time your YouTube videos, and your live feed streams. It's not enough time. So you need the unlimited. So you might as well pay 5.7 a month. 1 star for sure. JJ Fortune says, thanks for the offer, Mike. I'm not yet sure next Monday if on-site or working from home. Okay, I know you. I remember you did tell me one time you sometimes work from home there. Or we can make it Tuesday, I think. If you wanted to make it Tuesday, if you're in the area, because we're checking out of the hotel on Tuesday, but we're only backpacking it. We're carrying our backpack for clothes. So if you're checking out on Tuesday, if we check out on Tuesday, we can just go over and have lunch there. And then we check out of the hotel either before or after, whatever, and then head on our way. We got to go down to Cavite after that to take all of our documents down there to my sister-in-law's house. That way we can get our house there taken care of and put into our name. It's like my BIR tax is 6% on 900,000, so it's 54,000 pesos I got to pay to the BIR. That's what tax is on property here, guys, for the BIR. It's 6% of the value of the land. So if your deed of sale says you pay 900,000, then you pay 6% of the 900,000. And in my case, it's 54,000 pesos. Yep, PK, exactly. Monthly. Yeah, big jump in price. 3.8 a month is a big jump from 2.7 a month. I hope it doesn't go up yearly. If this is a yearly thing, well, I don't have a choice, guys. I'm kind of in a pickle here. I got to have a Starlink or I got no Wi-Fi. I'm not here chatting with you guys. I can't do it on J-M-Pesa Wi-Fi, okay? It doesn't work. And it reminded me, the guy was just here to fix his J-M-Pesa Wi-Fi. I forgot to ask him to give me my code so I can get free Wi-Fi from him. He's been using my antenna and he's been using my solar panel to power up his system, but I don't have free Wi-Fi right now from him. So sometimes it helps because I can go walk through the village and I'll maintain my live feed. Like the one time I went almost all the way to Judith's house, back behind the church, and I still had live feed until I got almost to her house. That's how far I had live feed. So I need to get this free live feed from him. He says, I think they did it to push out a bunch of people. If there's less people using it, then they need to put less resources into providing coverage there. Well, I don't know. We could guess all day on that one. PK says they can put off upgrading their systems for a few more years and earn more money. Yeah, well, there you go. That makes sense. Yeah, the subscription price is what they jacked up, not the unit. But the units didn't go down, JJ. The units right now are about $700 in the Philippines. Okay, 33,600. You might get them a little cheaper, 32.6, 32.5 when they're competing. A little Starlink stores are competing or whatever. But no, it's $700, and the U.S. has them for $300 right now. Our brother Bill is coming out this year. I need to see what you need from the USA. Okay, I don't know when he's coming, Steve, but if I do come up with anything I do need, I'll let you know. You should get him to bring you some seeds, though. He can put them in his carry-on bag. They don't care. Or his checked luggage. You can put in checked luggage. They don't care. Gen 2 Mini soon, probably. That might make sense as to why they're selling out these first models. Ron, hello. Ron says, I was told that Starlink couldn't get enough subscriptions, and that's why they reduced the price. I bought a mini last week. Okay. Maybe you can't get enough in the USA because everyone has good Wi-Fi in the USA and cable, all of that is cheap. You know, the cable companies provide Wi-Fi very, very cheap compared to a Starlink Mini price. Starlink Mini is $100 a month for the subscription. So maybe they weren't getting too many people. So they decided to drop the price to get more people to buy it and then turn it on to try it. They get 30 days free, and then maybe they'll subscribe because they put in a recurring credit card number, right? And they don't cancel it. So that may be what the philosophy is and why they're doing that. Steve said I paid $42,000 for my Gen 3 a few months ago. Wow. Big price. I paid $18,999 for my Gen 2. And then I paid $4,000 for the Ethernet adapter. Now they got Ethernet adapters on sale for like $800 on Shopee. So what I did is I went with the Ethernet adapter and then plugged that into a TP-Link adapter. And I feed that to all of my gaming computers. And I also feed it to my antenna downstairs and to my TP-Link mesh over here behind me on the wall here. Right about the little TP-Link unit sitting right there on the wall where I'm pointing. It's plugged in to increase the Wi-Fi signal within the house. It splits up the signal to 2.4 and 5G and gives you more channels that you can get on. PK says, if we can, yeah, that's a nice profit. I did that when I first came here. The thing is, if you guys were to buy them and put them in buy-in boxes, for example, you can put up to 12 items of the same item in the buy-in box. So you could buy-in 11 units or 10 units. 10 units in each buy-in box if they'll fit. And you can send them right here to the Philippines. But you're limited. You got to watch your buy-in, guys. You're limited to $125,000 annually to ship inside the buy-in box. And you have to itemize your items that go in the box. So if the guy's sitting there, you go, oh, this is a Starlink Mini. I saw them on sale for $300. It's 125,000 pesos. Okay, so you got 10 units there. That's $3,000. You just exceeded 125,000. So you're in trouble. You're not going to be able to ship them if they see it. The guy sees it inside the box. You know, so you want to put, you know, a few. You want to look. You don't want it to look like you exceeded your annual limit. Okay, you can be close to it, but don't exceed it, or they can refuse your buy-in box. So guys, be careful with that. Starlink Mini E100, 97 a week, $199, $447 for the 4th gen. Nothing about a battery on Amazon. Yeah, I'm gonna buy my battery, Starlink Mini battery, here from Shopee. I might order it now that I know one's coming. My Starlink Mini's coming by January. I could order the battery anytime and have it ready to go when I get my Starlink Mini. Fortune says, good night, Mike. Good night, Fortune. Get a good night's sleep. I know you have to work tomorrow. So take care. Thank you for coming in. God bless you. And hopefully we'll get to meet you in Makati. That'd be nice. Okay, we'll see you later. We'll be live again tomorrow. Thanks for coming in. Vegas says, good morning, all. See you, Fortune. 1 star says, PK, Starlink did similar to what Navionics did. Navionics yearly went from like $25 to $50 to $60. Wow, I didn't know that. I was just about to download Navionics again. I'm going to look it up tonight and see what it is here in the Philippines. They're sending more satellites. Oh, I got the yawns tonight, guys. I got it really early this morning, too. I think I found your house on Google Maps this morning. I found that inlet. I see your solar. There were 3 boats at the beach and that green school not far away. You probably found it, my house. I don't have my rooftop is red. But you can see the house and you can see like a gray thing in front of it. That's where the solar sits on top. That's the addition I put on, the balcony room. So yeah, you probably found it, 1 star. That's it. I can send you a picture to confirm that. I don't know how I can send it, though. I don't have your email. But anyway, that's probably it. Michael Apostle, I just checked. It looks like that $199 is for the battery pack on Amazon. Well, that's $200. And here it's 9,900 pesos. So it's a wash without shipping. So I might as well buy it here. Pika says, good night, Fortune. Yeah, red roof and gray part has a solar. That's it, 1 star. You found me. You see my big old house there, huh? It's the biggest house in the village. It's almost bigger than the school up there. All right. Navionics sold to Garmin, and Garmin raised the price ASAP. Yeah, that sucks. I was going to put Navionics. I told my father-in-law, I want to put Navionics because that in itself, doing a live feed in the ocean, that in itself is a great talking point. You know, and putting the fish finder back on. My father-in-law won't use the fish finder. But that doesn't mean I can't put it on and turn the fish finder on and use it. It's my boat. He doesn't have to use it to look for fish. I can use it to check out the coral reefs and everything I want to check out on the fish finder, you know? And I can mark and plot where all the fish are. And so at some point, I want to figure out where the fish go. You go out there sometime, there's no fish. Where'd they go? Okay. Now I have an idea where they're going. I haven't put it to test yet, but I believe they're just going to the next river area where there's more microbes to eat. I believe that's what it is. They're just moving next river area. There's 3 large river areas over there in Hunggang where we go. And where my father-in-law is fishing on the inside of the coral reef, he's fishing along the line of a coral reef. There's a big mound of coral that's not very deep under the water. It's like a mountain, right, with coral on it. And you can see it clearly on the fish finder. And you can see the fish. If you drive around the coral, you drive past it, you can actually see which side the fish are on. You can kind of map it out looking down through the fish finder. But the Navionics coupled with that would be a perfect opportunity to really, really showcase the fishing here in the Philippines. I think it would be awesome. Scott says, I'm bringing my Lowrance Fish Finder chart plotter. It's already over there in my box with transducers. Very nice, Scott. You'll have fun with that. Just put a small solar panel up, keep your battery charged up. That'll be great. You're going to love that. When you showed us in live like a month ago, it was in reverse on the screen. I was looking on the opposite side of Masbate. Okay. Yeah, I can imagine the reverse there. All right, Scott. Awesome. Wonderful. Oh, you're going to bring it to me. I'm bringing you it. Wow. Thank you so much. Believe me, I'm going to put it to good use. I'm going to put it on my big boat. I have a nice big cabinet on my big boat underneath, and I can put it right in there, and I can use that. That would be awesome. And I can even lock my cabinet. It's a double door, but I can lock it, and nobody can steal what's inside the cabinet unless they break all the wood out, you know? And they don't do that here. That's awesome. Thank you, Scott. Much appreciated. That's going to be an awesome addition. The big boat, guys, my plan for that is we're going to turn that to like a tourist boat. Steve says, I got Mike on the 55-inch in the bedroom. He's watching me on his big screen TV. Thank you, Steve. But anyway, when I do, I'm going to get the Navionics, and I'm going to have the Starlink Mini when Scott brings it, and then he's going to bring the Lowrance chart finder. That's going to be awesome. We convert the boat to a tourist type boat so we can seat people and take them fishing. They can go out with us and they can party on the boat, you know, have a good time. Everybody just have a good time. We'll do live streaming. Everybody just watch, the world can watch us live streaming and partying on a boat and fishing and having a good old time. We do it for go island hopping, clean your camera. Hold on, maybe I need to. I had my phone today. Yeah, I see it. Hold on, guys, give me a second. I gotta end my live stream before I fall asleep here. Hold on just a minute. Okay, how's that? Oh, much clearer, huh? Wow. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, 1 star. We turn it into a booze cruise boat for island hopping. So it'll be tourists, you'll be drinking on board, we'll have live feed going on, You know, everybody will have Wi-Fi. The Mini will be there. You can connect like 50 people to the Mini. Yeah, a lot of people. Just like Jameson were doing, letting everybody on the boat have their password to their Wi-Fi Mini. You know? Yeah, that T-shirt swipe, you like that? It worked, huh? Much better. I can see myself so clear now. My camera's like, all right. I bet my back camera is just as bad. Let me flip it around. It's not too bad. Let me clean that too while I'm at it. You guys want a good camera? This phone is unbelievable. The zoom in here. We'll zoom in on my daughter, Micah. She has her graduation, moving on up when she went from kindergarten to first grade. That's how clear the picture is, guys. Look at that. The zoom here. Ah, there you go. There's the last place I worked in the military. Fleet Technical Support Center Pacific. Combat Systems, Engineering, Logistics. That's where I worked. STS-1SS, Michael Leewhite. I was a towed array specialist on the submarines. You guys, most of you already know that we have different types of sonars, and the towed sonar system is, the towed array sonar is one of the sonars we have on board, where we can tow it behind us, and we're able to monitor anything that might be trying to come behind us or around us, and it's great for long distance tracking of contacts and stuff. So I became an expert on every towed array sonar system in the Navy fleet, and then that was my job with FitsyPack, was to work with a team of civilians, and we did all the repairs to all the towed array systems. I went to every school, all the schools right there in Illinois. I went to, or correction, Indiana. I went to all the schools right there in Indiana. And yeah, I wish I had glasses that could focus. Isn't that awesome? This is a Oppo Reno 14 5G. And I'll tell you what, it just, you guys can see the holes in my door. You can probably see the darkness outside through the hole. It's such a good camera. Look at the detail of my door. You know, it's amazing. My front door. You see all the holes, look like bullet holes? The guy didn't fill them when he made the door. He just brought me the door like that. I said, that's kind of cool. And I had him put the blue glass in the top, so the glass matched the glass on my home. It's a blue mirrored glass. I'm going to see if I can show you. I want to see just how good this is, guys. Okay. Oh, you can see it. The left window, you see the crack in the left window where he cracked it. You can see it clearly with this phone. This phone is so awesome. Oppo 14, Reno 14, guys. This has like an 18x zoom or something. It's a freaking awesome phone. I love it. You guys, everybody was telling me, oh, you got to go get a DJI. You got to go get this. You know, this phone has 4K. Has 1080, has 4K. It's, phew. This phone's got it going on. It's a 50, the pixel, I think it's 50 on the back and 50 on the front. That's how good the cameras are on this. It's got a double camera in the back. It's got an 8 and two 50s on the back. And on the front, it has a 50 that I'm using right here on the front. So, Steve says, I have opportunity of Reno 8 that I gave to Lenny. Nice. Those Renos, these are good phones. This 14, though, boy, when I saw the camera on this, and I'd been talking to James and Karen, I bought it while James and Karen were here, or they just left. But anyway, I bought it right at that time period. And I was talking to him. He says, oh, you got to buy a DJI. You got to get a nice camera because your Oppo A96, your camera's no good, you know? And so I started looking, and boy, when I found this one, started looking at the camera in the store, I was like, very impressive. Price, $35,000. Ooh. But worth it. So I bought the phone. My other phone, Oppo A96, I just got the new LCD for it. I have to take it, I forgot to take it to town today. Damn it. My brother-in-law said the guy that does it in town now puts the LCD in, he puts it in like a frame lock where it actually puts in the LCD, glues it, puts it in the frame lock, and holds it there till the glue dries. He holds it, he keeps it in the frame lock so that your LCD cannot move. It's just like factory. And the other guy I've got doing it, he puts it together by hand, puts the glue in, and then puts tape, scotch tape, to hold the LCD to the frame. No good. I don't know how many LCDs I broke on that phone. I got the LCD replaced, and the sickening part, the very next day, it's broken. It was in my bag, my carry bag I carry with my keys and stuff. The very next day, the lens was broke. I didn't even have time to put a screensaver on it. So now I have the new one, new LCD. I've got my screensavers somewhere back in the man cave in a bag where the girls put all my crap. So before I put the LCD in, I'm going to go get the screensaver. And I'm going to tell the guy, as soon as you're done with the LCD, put the screensaver on it, please. That way I don't shatter my screen the next day, you know. My Oppo A96 is still a good phone, but man, I hated that. I just replaced it, like 700 pesos to replace. I thought it was original. I ordered OEM. OEM my ass. Made in China, garbage. Just like always, guys. They lied. They say AAA or OEM. You order the OEM, it's not Gorilla Glass. The Oppo A96 original came with Gorilla Glass. This crap they're giving me now is like tempered glass. As soon as you touch it, shatters. It's crazy. So one star says, my brother got into the chair force in the 90s, got into paintball with those guys. He's never had a real job since. Made all of his money on patents for paintball parts he designed and lived off. Wow, what a smart guy. That's what I need over here for these dogs. Boy, I'd like to light him up with a paint gun. Whoa, that'd be fun. Gave me an idea. I'll buy it for my daughter for Christmas. You know who's really poor though? You guys, I'm going to tell you a story before I move on. Oh, I've got a few more. I'll read these. He said, one sort is the money from that. Wow, I can imagine. Steve says, I checked the camera on the Oppo 8 and it has a 6X. Well, this Oppo Reno 14, wow, this one is 18X. I think I saw somewhere 120X. I got to look into it and see. Maybe it's only in 4K or something. But the 1080 is like 18X. I looked at that. Charm says, it's good now. Your camera's good. I'm sure Charm's waiting for me to come to bed. Mabut Natawo. Wow, where are you from, sir? I am in the Philippines. I'm over here on Masbate Island. I live in Masbate near Balud area, down at the southern tip, close to, right near the end that points towards Panay Island. I'm close to the end of it. I'm on the Asid Sea side, on the inside, towards Gigante Island, towards Carlos, Iloilo, that direction. That's the side I'm on. I was going to tell you the other story. It's a cute story. I had girls riding in the truck with me when I was married to my second wife, right? She had 3 daughters. He says, I'm here in Manila at the Peninsula Hotel. Ah, okay. Where are you from, sir? No, Rick, there's not a lot of foreigners. In fact, I was discussing that with Jeff today. A guy, he's going by his wife's sign, says Sophia. His name is Jeff. And Jeff and I met at Buntod Reef in Masbate one time. We went to Buntod. Him and his family were in Buntod. And he and I were the only 2 foreigners there. So I went over and said hi. We got to chatting. He had his daughter there from the U.S. She was there visiting. And we had our friend Robert here, who was dating Indai, Rosalind. And so we were all there at Buntod Reef having a good time, partying. And I'll tell you the other story in just a second, guys, if I don't forget about it. But there's not a lot of foreigners here. Steve says, my Apple 16 Pro Max has a 25X camera. Awesome. That's no, I think James has a 14 Pro. I don't know which one he has. But I hear the iPhones are really, really sharp now. I'm just dealing with Android. I don't care for the iPhone, guys. I think it's a very overpriced phone. Very overpriced. He says, I love the 17 Pro Max. Well, that's a very good phone too, I bet. Orange. Yeah, I bet that's a really good phone. But those are like 100 grand here in the Philippines or more, maybe 120 grand, you know? They're not cheap. They're an expensive phone. But anyway, you make me lose my train of thought here. I'm going to tell you the cute little story. Are they doing any diving in those resorts you service the ACs at? There is a dive shop, 1 star, a dive training center at Palani Beach area in Palani Barangay. And the mayor's wife is the barangay captain, and they've got some guys there that are trained to teach scuba. So they do teach scuba in their training facility there, but I don't even know if they're open. I go by there and it looks like there's never anybody there. Nobody wants to learn how to do scuba, I guess. PK says, I don't like Apple products. I don't care too much for them either. Scott says, I have a Samsung Note 20 Ultra. Nice. You got top of the line phones there, Scott. When you get done with them, just send them over to me. I'm just joking, of course. Mabut Natawo, are you from City of Manila and business by tomorrow? We also have a meeting of my business partner. Very nice. Where are you from, sir? I'm very curious where you're from. No, Rick, not a lot of tourists come here. Not a big touristy area. I would say, if you go to hang out at Rafaela Resort Rafaela Resort, they're the most popular resort. There's a couple over there in Panabigan and Palani Beach area. Palani Beach Resort. Those are the most popular ones everybody advertises, so they see that a lot. The people want to come visit. So tourists do come, but I'm not always there, so I never see them. I mean, they come there. I used to watch the live feed, the music live feed on the Facebook page for Rafaela. And Rafi, the owner, and his wife are very good friends of ours, of Charm and I. So that's probably why I got the contract to clean all of his aircons. He likes the foreigner. He wants the foreigner to do a good job for him. And I gave him a kick-ass price, guys. I only charge him 1,000 pesos per unit. I charge all the resorts the same. If you're a resort, because they always have a lot of aircon, I charge them 1,000 a unit. We roll in there, take 5 guys, bang, bang, 10 units done in a day, or sometimes 15, whatever we can get done. Short lunch break, and boom, boom, back to work till 5 o'clock. Start at 8, work till 5, with a short lunch break. We knock out 10 units really quick. So that's usually what we do. And then they have they got like 60 units. So if you're doing 10 a day, it'll take you 6 days to complete the resort. And I also do a little above and beyond for them, because I also take all the Freon pressures, amperages, write them all down. I make a note of everything. The amps, the pressure of the Freon, and I check the unit before and after we're done cleaning, so we know what's going on with the unit. And then when we come back the next time, I'll take another reading before and after. I'll compare it to the reading I have, and I'll be able to know exactly what their aircon's doing. And I'll know in advance if we're starting to see an issue or a problem, so I can notify the owner ahead of time, so he can expect, about when it's going to fail on him. So that's what I do, a little above and beyond for people, because I'm only charging them 1,000 a unit, so they're getting a killer deal. Normal price here is the small units, 1 horsepower is like 1,500, and it goes up from there. The tower units are 3,500. So, Rick says, why under development? Too many typhoons. Masbate is always under development. They're always trying to improve it, to try to bring tourism here, to do more. They're building a road, a circumference road that's going all the way around the island, okay, on beach side. That's why right now we have the road going through my property behind me. On 2 of my properties here, the road comes right through my properties. I got property on either side of the roadway. So if they ever do develop big tourism, or I can develop big tourism for Masbate Island, my intention will be to do tours to Gigante Island, Gigante North, Gigante Sur, South, and over to Carlos, Panay Island. I plan to do some kind of tour thing. That's what I want to do, and use my big boat to do it, or buy a bigger boat to do it. And that may be something I'm looking at here in the near future. We'll see. But yeah, it's always under development. Yes, my wife is Filipina. Yes, she is. Charm, she's on there. She answered you. Yes. She's right in the chat with us. She's in the bedroom. I'm sitting out here in the living room, right in the dining room. So, anyways, I'm glad you could join us, sir. And if you would, please subscribe to our channel if you want to learn more about the Philippines. We'd love to have you come back and come back and come back. You know, we love talking to people. So, anyway, I was telling the story about the girls. My daughter's sitting in the truck, right? And we're driving somewhere. And one of the daughters was saying a cuss word. The youngest one was saying a cuss word to her older sister. The youngest one was like 10 years old. And her sister was 15. And she was saying cuss word to her. And so I got on her and said, hey, stop using cuss words, you know? And then she piped up with, she was saying something to her sister again. She goes, sister, but you know what I really mean. Kids. Gotta love them, you know? Anyway, that's what they did. That was funny. I'll get the whole Dolly Parton joke for you guys tomorrow, where she was getting hit with a stick and the two lumps popped up and they never went away. I'll get you that whole joke tomorrow. That's a funny joke too. She was telling Jimmy Fallon, I think, one of the night show guys from the U.S. She was sitting there on their live thing and talking to him, and she was telling him this joke, and it was really cute, really funny. So anyway, yeah, it was a pretty thing. So yeah, I heard Dolly Parton's passed away already. PK said, I'm trying to decide where I will mount my Starlink Mini on my SUV. Apparently it should work great mounted inside the car facing out of the sun roof. But I was planning on having my solar panel cover the sunroof, so I may have to adjust things. I can tell you this, PK. If you go under a tree, the Starlink Mini stops working. Okay? So when you're driving down the highway, like in Masbate, when we would go under an area where it was heavy trees, I would try to go to the center of the road so James and Karen could keep their live feed going. Because if you don't, you go under the trees, you're going to lose your feed on Starlink. So you don't want to put it inside anywhere where it's going to have any blockage at all for seeing the satellites in the sky. And keep in mind, the satellites don't sit still. You know, they're rotating too. So we're moving one direction, satellite's moving, so you will lose signal on your Mini. But figure out the best location for a temporary installation, which could be 2-inch Velcro strips that you could mount temporary and just stick it. And then when you get, like James and Karen were tying it with rubber inner tube, I would slice them some thin strips of interior from the inner tube from the motorcycle, and I would slice the strips. They would take that and they would tie the Mini down with it. So you can use bicycle inner tube, slice that, just make thin rubber strips with a pair of scissors, and you're able to make yourself some nice tie downs for that. That's why you were driving down the middle of the road. I thought you were just a crazy driver. Yeah, I am just a crazy driver. Once though, I was just driving to intimidate the other drivers. But no, James and them had no Wi-Fi if I moved over to the right. They would go under the trees. That was it. They were dead. So we tried to stay out kind of in the center where there's some sky for them to get some Wi-Fi signal. That's what we were doing. Yeah. You guys got it. Okay. Steve, 23, 22. Yep, he said 23, 23. Somebody took away the thumbs up then. But it's 23, 22 is the count right now, guys. Anyway, I don't even know what time it is. It's getting late. I've been on here 2 hours, 10:30 already. Let's go ahead and stop my live feed. Tomorrow I'll be up and at it again. Tomorrow, what's going on tomorrow, Dad? Finished. Did they get done with the wall? No. The wall's not done?
Where?
By the gin set. On the other property. Did they get the wall? I'm sure they didn't get it done yet. You know what I need to do? I need Indai to go make hollow block for me, then. If you see him tomorrow, all the cement we got in the shed, the 40 sacks, I think we're going to do it all in hollow block.
For what?
Except for what we need to do the driveway. hollow block for the next house we got to build up on the hill. So I'm going to have him do, maybe we'll have him do 30 sacks of cement because Charm said it got wet in the rain. It's starting to get hard. Anyway, we have 44 sacks out there, and Charm looked at it today and said it's starting to get hard. I definitely don't want to waste cement. I'd rather have the guys bust it free right now and make hollow block out of it. And Steve, you got a big load of hollow block coming tomorrow also, he told me. So you got 100 pieces of 6-inch hollow block coming. That's a lot of load there. I've got a 100 and, what did I have? I had 9 sacks, 28 per sack made, 190 something hollow blocks made, 4-inch hollow blocks. And now I'm going to do, I don't know, I'm going to probably do 20 or 30 sacks of cement in hollow block just to use this cement so it won't get ruined. Because once one gets moist on it, it passes up through the paper to the next one, and you end up with a bunch of sacks of cement that want to get hard on you. And so we've got to stop that. I don't know why they don't put it in a plastic bag. Inside the paper bag, I don't know why they don't make it plastic, to protect the cement a little better. But anyway, we can order more cement. I got my driveway out here, the walkway going down from the backyard here that I walk down to the beach. We got some broken out areas. I'll make a video of that tomorrow. And we're going to have them fill in all those broken areas. There's one here, it's got a stump coming up in the back right here by the cherry where I park it. It's got a stump coming up out of the cement. I guess the stump decided to come back to life after we cut it down. So what I need to do now is I need to clear around it, cut it with a chainsaw and salt it and kill the tree. Because I don't know why it's still coming back to life. Trying to grow another tree under the cement. But having you solar under the summer, maybe I may have to adjust things. Yeah, okay. So that's why you're driving. Yes, that's why. Yeah, I know the trees and stuff, but yeah, you have a good suction cup mount for inside of a sunroof. I don't think it'll transmit through the sunroof is what I'm saying, PK. I don't think you need anything in front of the antenna. The antenna needs to be on top. That's what we did for all of our live feeds here. You can try it, and I hope it would work for you, but I don't know that it will work. And you don't want to put Velcro. You said you have a suction cup mount, but if you put it on the suction cups and you're inside the sunroof, then your antenna's upside down because the suction cups are on the bottom. So I don't know how you're going to do that. You have to stick it on top of the sunroof. If you got a solar panel up there, then stick it to your solar panel, I guess. If you have suction cups, stick it to the solar panel. You lose some of your solar power, but not all of it. So I would do that. I'd probably take a chance and lose, 2 feet of solar on a nice sized panel. It's not going to hurt anything, especially on a real sunny day. Scott, see you later. Thank you. Good night, JJ. Thank you, guys. We're all going to be gone. Good night now. Scooby-Doo says 200 hollow blocks coming. Okay, guys, from the White family, thank you very much for joining us. God bless you. We love you all, and we'll see you again soon. Have a great evening or morning, wherever you're at.